What type of person do you insanely hate? Anti-vaxxers. Drives me up a wall that people argue about vaccines. Make Black Plague popular again. Careful. Vaccines themselves are one thing. But there's also the thought that there might be a problem with overloading the immune system with these huge bundles all at once. I'm of the opinion that I want my future kid to be vaccinated, but also to have some space between them. Just in case. People like me are just sort of pushed aside and labeled with anti-vaxxers. It's great that you're pro-vax, but you're taking precautions for a problem that doesn't exist. It's totally up to you when you want to get them. Link. For men. The macho. I have to show how tough I am type. They look at every other guy as a threat to their macho-ness. Always wants to fight. It's exhausting being around this type of person. For women. The type that has a lot of guy friends that she uses to help her with life. Flirts with them just enough to keep them around but always blue BS them. Hate is a waste of energy. They don't deserve my energy. Thank you for giving me a comeback when someone asks me, why do you hate me? It's all good, my fellow Redditor. It's just a good way to live. The good life. People who litter. Entitled people. Working in the service industry, I have come to loathe these types of people. I never knew just how entitled folks could really get till they'd start arguing with me over a 45-cent price increase or having to wait more than 5 minutes when they showed up 2 hours early. Oh, you demand a discount? Of course, Your Highness. Oh yes. They are also the people who will argue with you over every little thing. I didn't get my other muffin. Yes sir. I handed you two. Quote. No. You didn't. I got another. You ordered 2 muffins. Correct? I rung up 2. I handed you 2. Are you asking for a third? I will gladly ring you up and grab another. No. I wanted 2 muffins. Anger in tone increasing. Where are Hugh wife? Marv. We only got 2 muffins and they are right here in my hand. Quote. A literal transcription of an interaction from work the other day. Could not appreciate that woman more for stepping in when she did. This grown man was about to go to bat over some muffins. I'm done with today. Done. It's 10 a.m. and already SMH at people. Quote. What's wrong? Quote. I don't want to talk about it. Quote. This makes my skin crawl. If you don't want to talk about it, then don't bring it up. Makes you look like an attention WE. People who act like having Reddit makes them unique and superior. Influencers. Me too. So many other people we can lump into this category as well. Why do you hate them? I am not interested in them. But I know that they often do stupid stuff. But that doesn't make me hate them. Insanely. Any woman or man who constantly calls me honey, sweetie, instead of my name. Especially after I let them know I don't like it. And they keep doing it. They probably forgot your name, but it's too late to ask it again. It's mostly at my job. And I have a huge name tag. Sometimes I just feel good that anybody is even talking to me at all. People that are willing to drop over $500 on a new outfit that they're only going to wear once but then tried to tell other people about spending money responsibly. Someone who needs you to know they're better than you or smarter than you. If you meet someone like that, they are neither better or smarter than you. I'll take it a step further. These same people that want you to know how much better they are than you instantly judge you. I work with a ton of these people. I am an individual contributor at my company, but I used to be a district manager and I chose to change directions in my career. I work with so many AS that know nothing about my experiences who try to belittle me and act like I know nothing and do nothing compared to them. I usually laugh and shake my head, then get on with my day. The average hot sauce eater. Every meal is a bragging session about the hot sauce they put on things. I like hot sauce, but I don't tell every person I meet how much I like it, and I don't feel the need to let everyone around me know I put hot sauce on my food. Maybe not hate, but I know what you mean. Like you, I like hot sauces, but I refrain from bragging sessions. People who just brag about the hot sauce are just pretentious as. Oh, you're not putting hot sauce on that? Single quote. People who use a shared microwave. Pull their food out with 3 seconds to go and don't reset the timer. People with BPD who use their diagnosis as an excuse for their bad behavior. Acting out, drama, screaming, etc. Even in therapy, they refuse to do the work and refuse to accept that therapy only works as much as they work it. I have been diagnosed with BPD, and after 6 years of therapy and a lot of hard work, I don't FK up other people's lives because I feel FD up. People who always blame other people for their problems, especially when they are also self-righteousness. Really, it boils down to people who think life is a single-player game. The problem here is that blaming other works. This is what politicians do: blame others, blame the Jews, blame the Chinese, blame the Muslims, blame the Mexican. It gets them exposure. It gets them vote. It put them in the White House. I don't blame the politicians for capitalizing on people's ignorance. I blame the system that the ignorant is allowed to have influence on the society. People who are willfully ignorant for the sake of maintaining their flawed worldview even after hearing direct concrete evidence to the contrary. People who insist they are righteous and have no flaws. Who believe anything said against them or their beliefs are inherently wrong. But I'm the greatest person in the world since sliced bread. That's exactly my mom, and I hate it. Feel so bad for you if that's the case. Could you tell me more about her? Unicorn people with no vices or flaws. Who are great at balancing everything in their lives. Career and family. They're never lazy and never have any problems with time management or self-esteem. But at the same time are also not egotistical or impatient with the people who do have flaws. Especially if this someone is also in my profession and is, of course, better than me at my job. Did I mention younger and more attractive? I guess this is more of a specific person named Ellen rather than a type of person. This probably won't help you like that type of person more. But I figure these people are just very good at maintaining poise. Or, they are going through a great period in their lives. In my experience, people who aren't impatient with others' flaws are that way because they know what it's like to be at their worst. Extra kindness and patience is a form of generosity. But sometimes a person can't appreciate how much good they have in their lives until they've had it worse and that bad period was their reality for a time. Or maybe they're just unicorn people with nothing bad in their lives. Then, you can take comfort that when something bad happens they won't be emotionally equipped to handle it. Comforting to the small, jealous side of us. Forza Rammers. If you know, you know. Intensely negative people. No matter what the subject or situation. Some BTFK has to put a negative spin on it to suck the joy out of the room. Exactly. Exactly this. I hate it. It sums it up when you could get a room full of positive people and when one negative person enters. It's enough to suck the energy out of the room. People that are cruel to children and animals. Racists and people who without reason try to ruin someone's life. Also animal abusers. I think the word hate is justified for those kinds of people you described. Unfortunately, these kinds of people come in the millions and they are a decent-sized source of the wrong going on. Even worse, they're often the ones with all the power. Pretentious people. People who live in glass houses filled with stones. People with unnecessary drama in their lives that never seems to end. I've never understood how someone can constantly be in arguments with their family, friends, or enemies, and maintain that tiring level of drama without just cutting it out. I know someone like this. She interjects herself into broken people's lives and tries so hard to help them, and the majority of the time they use and abuse her. It's always her doing God's work. She's super sensitive too, so it sucks watching her crumble trying to help people that don't even want to better themselves in the first place. Those that only talk and never listen. Lazy people. Lazy entitled FS. If you didn't earn it, you don't deserve it. Thieves. Especially bike thieves for me. Special place in HL for them. People who still choose lies when presented with the truth. And by lies I meant faith and truth as empirical evidence. Goes with advertising. Creationist. Alternative medicine supporters. My parents. Most people really. Like I just had an argument with someone. Someone blamed China for COVID-19. Me, but recent genetic sequencing from Cambridge showed that the outbreak in Wuhan isn't the source. And it was just reported first. Someone, that is Chinese propaganda. Me, why would a professor at Cambridge do that? Beside DNA evidence? Well, actually RNA evidence. Someone, blah blah blah, I don't care, it started in China, you are paid by the Chinese. I sometimes wonder if choosing to study science is a mistake. All science made me realize the flaws of the human psyche. While I fought my natural brain in constantly updating its logic and reasoning capacities. The people around me aren't. And it kinda sucks to see how stupid everyone else are. Maybe if I am stupid also my life would be better. I think the argument about the source is a red herring. Diseases like this, in general, might crop up anywhere. It's not the last pandemic we'll have with a population of billions. And everywhere on Earth is responsible for making sure they have policies and such that will mean we can weather pandemics without human sacrifices or economic devastation. Universal basic income and universal health care would help a lot. They don't care about the virus origins at all. It's just an easy outlet to blame China. Rightfully so in some aspects. In many ways this pandemic will be a convenient arguing point for many agendas. Whiny people. Or people who try to make you do stuff by pouting their lips. Not young children. Of course. Theater kids, actors in general. As a former theater kid, I have never found a group of individuals so annoying and entitled. They always formed cliques. Treated tech people like scum. And never felt responsible for their own actions. I learned how to do sound work. Build props. Sew costumes purely because not one of the theater kids wanted to do anything like that. They saw it as lesser and boring. Never mind the fact that without these things they would not even be on a stage. People who are constantly negative. Unhappy. Always look sad and complain about something. As if life has been more unfair to them than others. Those people just transfer the negative energy to everyone else. And also extremely shy and easily startled people. Especially in the workplace. In the workplace I need to communicate with them and they just look like I'm bothering them if I need some work-related info from them. I don't think shy is the right word. I see shy more as people would want to communicate but are a bit afraid to do so. Yeah, but you get what I mean. I wouldn't say hate, but more dislike. I dislike people who are constantly negative and unhappy. Especially if they don't do anything to fix their life. As you say, their negative energy transfers onto everyone else. People who treat people differently. E.g., being rude to wait staff. But perfectly civil to managers, etc. If you can't treat someone with the modicum of respect they deserve, you're an absolute ass in my book. I wouldn't say I hate them though. That would mean spending way too much energy. Those people that talk over the phone with the speaker blasting in public. Like, why? Or the people who blast music in public spaces. Especially hiking, walking trails. People who never say sorry. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch. Wait, what did the Dutch do? Just people in general. Looks into a mirror. Ah. St. Lazy people. That's why I hate myself so much. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.